Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So I've been out on a mini holiday to the Peak District. We were near Manchester because my son lives in Manchester, so we were off to go and see it. But anyway, obviously I'm on holiday and everywhere we go there's going to be charity shops, antique centres, and I'm going to go and have a look. So we did do a few, probably about 40 charity shops I suspect, but anyway we did find some bargains, and yeah, I want to share those with you. So let's get on and have a look at some glass, some random bits that I bought when I was on holiday. So this is the first thing I'm going to show you. Came out of a charity shop, cost me £15. So this isn't the usual kind of thing I bought. This is actually probably, well, to me it's fairly new. It's probably only like 30-40 years old, so still vintage. So it's Waterford. The pattern is called Glandor. It's got this pattern here, you can see. This is called Wheat Husk. Got some hobnails here. These two like this in combination is very kind of 1820s 30s style Irish glass, so they're being very traditional here. And this is absolutely huge chunk of glass. Look at this, it weighs a ton. Get the picture. Yeah, I'm not going to hold it here for long, but yeah, this is a monster. And as I said, it's not what I would normally buy for me, but I know it's Waterford. I see actually plenty of decanters going quite cheap, but this is something different. So, and yeah, even the decanters, they'll be underpriced when I see them, and I recognize them as, you know, modern Waterford, as in post 1950 Waterford. But this is something, this is just like on a completely different scale. It's weight wise, it's at least double or triple any decanter you'd get. So yeah, I thought I'll get it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it now. I think I'm going to at least photograph it, make a short with it, and so I can photograph it, put it on my website, part of my references for this pattern, and also just to show how traditional, the old traditional Irish glasses are carried through into modern patterns that they make today. And yeah, it's proper lead crystal. So we've gone from a huge bowl to a little tiny bowl, still vintage. This is Dartington, designed by Nita. It's called a palm dish, designed by Nita Harris in 1983. Yep. And yeah, it's got the label on here, but you can hardly see. It's pretty worn. Bought this for my wife, really, because she likes this kind of stuff, and it just so happens we have all the other bowls that this goes with. I think, if I remember rightly, the first three bowls, the bigger ones, were made all at the same time, and then they later introduced this little one, and they were selling them as a pair. And I've been looking for one at a reasonable price. I got this for £10 in Pear Mill in Bredbury. Pear Mill Antiques Emporium, I think it's called, or Vintage Emporium. But anyway, it's a fantastic place, and they let me film, so that makes it even more fantastic. And yeah, so I bought this, and my wife did actually try to peel that off. She thought it was sellotape. Like, no, don't touch that. So anyway, I will show you how this bowl works, how it should be used. So here we are. This is how the bowl should be displayed. It's this little one here in the middle. Look at that, that's fantastic. You can actually, if I just jiggle it a little bit, You can tell it's lead crystal because it's quite clunky sounding, but look at that. That is a fantastic thing. It's worth trying to get all of them just for that look. It's like Superman's Fortress of Solitude in glass. It's fantastic. I think this is a really cool thing. I mean, that's how it was. This is a more modern label here. So yeah, I think this is quite a popular design. I think made for quite a while, but if you can get all 4, it just makes such a impressive. It's quite big. Look at that. Just an impressive display item, and very modern, etc., etc. So cool thing, and we've got it complete now. I'm very happy with that. I believe this is a Czech Republic glass, or Bohemian, probably from the 1950s. And yeah, I wouldn't normally have bought this. It was 50p, and I just walked by and I made a mistake. I told my wife something about it. You can see it's quite cute. And I said, oh, I have another one of these in red. So instead of green, it's a red one. And she was going, and I bought the red one because it was like 10p or something like that. So, and then I thought afterwards, why did I buy that? Because now it's just sitting on the shelf. But anyway, I said, I've got another one of those. And my wife said, oh, well, it was only 50p, you should get it. And I said, yeah, I think it's exactly the same as the red one I got, but it's in green. And the bad news is, it's not exactly the same, is it? It's kind of, look, the red one is sort of like slightly taller and thinner, so that's a pain. But they're cute glasses, but you know, they're not worth any more than I paid for them. You know, if they were full-size wine glasses, that might be different, but they're not. So, and they're not even the same size. Yeah, what a pain. But anyway, it would have made a cute pair if they were exactly the same, but they're not. So it happens. It happens. Not often, but yeah. And I don't even know who made it. I could go through the catalogues and try and find. But yeah. Anyway, I reckon there's 60p's worth of glass there, and that's it. This is a Whitefriars M74 jug. I think this colour's called Sapphire. Designed by William Wilson in 1942. Yes, I think that's right. So anyway, I got this at Foregate Vintage Emporium in Stafford, and it was the handsome price of £5. Let's have a look at it. You can see it's got like a optical effect. Look at the colour though, look how it really comes back at you. You've got your polished pointer mark underneath. Yeah, I just couldn't. It's not worth a fortune. I mean, on eBay it's probably worth £10, £12. But £5, I thought, yeah, something to include, because usually they're in amber or green. Sapphire's not so common. I can put it on my website to show this colour off. And yeah, so yeah, it was £5, no brainer. I'll have that. So this is not a piece of glass. It's Sheffield plate, but it is a bona fide antique wine accessory. So it's a wine funnel. Let me show you some features of it. So see little hand punched holes in it. What you do is there you go. It comes apart, you put a bit of muslin in here to strain your wine when you put it in, and all the crud gets trapped in there, and you can get it out after. Now, how do I know this is an antique? Let me show you something. If you look, let me put that bit down. If you look here, just focus there. Can you focus there? You can see where the silver plate is rubbed off, it's got copper underneath. Now, this is Sheffield plate, this is not electroplated. Electroplating was invented in the 1840s. This Sheffield plating was made by beating out a thin sheet of silver and then heat fusing it onto the copper and pressing it on. It was fused together, so you'd be fusing it under heat as well and soldering it and all the bits together afterwards. So this is a really, how can I describe it, skilled and laborious process for making silver plate. It means that it's not silver. Skilled workers were cheaper back then, so but as soon as plating was invented, where you just dip your piece of nickel, because they were using nickel, they switched to nickel, into a vat of chemicals, whoosh, it was plated, no skills needed. You just needed a battery to make, with acid in it, to make the electricity and the chemicals. So the hand skills just were not needed, and time-consuming process for making plate disappeared. Yeah, so normally these are not cheap, even if it's plate, because it's Sheffield plate. You can look, you can see that it's actually hand beaten. Can you see the planche marks from where it's beaten out? That's why it's got that. So yeah, so this has been hammered out into the shape. Yeah, very, manual process to make this funnel, and yeah, I like it. And it was 20 quid, and I don't know how much they normally go for. I know it's not 20 quid, so it was coming home with me. I have one, but this one's in much better condition than what I have. The one I've got is full of dents and stuff. So yeah, and I might make a video with it sometime, showing you how it works, how this here goes out and hits the side of the decanter, and slides down the side of the decanter. So yeah, that's why this bends round. So what I've got here is a Whitefriars garland pattern wine glass. Now, again, this is not what I normally buy, but this first came out in 1972, by the way, and I think they made it to the end. It's in 1980, but it cost £1. Look at I think the foot is cool on these, though. Yeah, I'm not into this kind of type of glass, but cool foot. What made me buy this is actually, there were 6, so 6 cut glass wine glasses cost me, I can't get it back in the centre, cost me £6. So I'm not going to drag them all out, but they were all perfect, and yeah, I couldn't go wrong really. Don't know what I'm going to do with them. Again, this is the hard bit. You know it's an absolute steal. I'm not sure what they sell for exactly, but I know it's not £1 each. Especially as it's actually a proper wine glass that you can, we did actually use them on the holiday. So I know it's a proper wine glass that you can drink out of. And yeah, so £6 for 6 glasses in the charity shop. I don't know all that many cut patterns, but it is worth keeping, learning a few, because probably if I didn't know what it was, it's 6 cut glass wine glasses for £6 is probably okay for someone that doesn't know, but as soon as you know what they are, that's where context is added and value comes into play. So just the fact that they're Whitefriars means they are not £1 each. So I bought this in the Pear mill, Vintage Emporium, at Bredbury near Stockport. Mentioned it already. Fantastic, fantastic place. I can't recommend it enough. So much good stuff there. Not so much really antique glass, but lots of vintage glass and some fantastic furniture and things. Anyway, I bought this there. I paid £15 for it. In fact, to give credit to my wife, I was filming. I got permission to film there, and my wife was shooting off ahead, and she says, "Oh, you have to come and see this." Oh, I love to find things for myself, but anyway, she found this in the back of a shelving unit, and had the wrong stopper. Completely, very, very wrong stopper. So we'll forget that. This is a dip molded decanter. I said it's continental, and this is the dip mold. It's it needs a clean. I haven't done anything with it yet. I haven't taken it down the shed to see. This is a very distinctive star shape in the base. This is what you see on continental ones. The Irish ones, the dip molded ones, this pattern, these ribs come around the edge here to about here. Then you have a clear patch, and then you have the pontle mark in the middle. So yeah, this is continental. It's lead glass though. Just feels, the weight of it and everything feels very lead glass. The colour of it looks like lead glass as well. And it's probably 1830s and 40s. I think it's French, and I have a bit of a weird reason for thinking it's French. This looks a bit like some of the French stuff I've seen. The pattern, and also the stopper peg is huge. It's a monster. I mean, this is, I think this is going to be almost a magnum anyway. It's a very big decanter, but that stopper peg is massive. And let me show you something. Here is a decanter I already own and I bought from France. Yeah, so something I've seen on French ones. Massive stopper pegs. Yeah. Now I don't know if other countries did that, but I have seen it in France. Whether the original stopper looked like this, I don't know. It's difficult to tell because it's what came with this one here. It's a bit higher than it does in here, but it feels about right because it doesn't fit tightly, but it wasn't actually fitted properly. You can see, look at this. If I can get it to focus. Yeah, not a proper fitting job at all. So not a surprise that it doesn't sit right. It's really designed to sit on top because the top of the stopper presses out, so it's just designed to sit just there. Anyway, yeah, I think it might be French just from the look of it, the fact that it's got such a massive stopper peg, and I think it's probably 1830s, maybe as late as the 40s. But I will take it down the shed, see if I've got anything. I have my doubts. It wasn't very much, it was only £15, but and I'm not supposed to buy incomplete decanters, but £15 for such a massive continental decanter, and I might have something for it, because I do have a few continental stoppers with big pegs that might go with it, and it would never have fitted tightly anyway. Yeah, all of the early French ones I've got are not genius fitters. So anyway, So that is the last thing I'm showing you. So I do have a tale of woe with this film, in that I've had to film it twice. I filmed it on holiday in the kitchen of the place we were staying, and when I got it home and played it back on my PC, the echo was terrible, terrible. So yeah, had to junk all that. There is one bit of film that I took, because I said I was in the Peak District, it was lovely, and I thought I'd go outside and just show you what it was like. So let's have a look at the little bit in the Peak District. This is the road I'm staying on. I'm staying in this little place just here. This is what it's like this way up the hill, and then that's down the road, and this is what the countryside is like here. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Look, let me zoom in, you can see. It's rather fantastic. This is another vantage point. I thought, yeah, this looks a bit better. You can see down the valley a bit more. But, yeah. It's really nice, really quiet, and the countryside is fantastic. So there you have it, the Peak District. Yes. Anyway, I did not use any references in this film. You just have to trust me. Trust me, I'm a YouTuber. And but anyway, I will give you the contact details for the two antique centres that I visited. They were both very nice people. Yeah, Pear Mill, fantastic place, massive, massive place, and loads and loads of vintage glass. I could have spent a fortune in there, but I'm a bit tight, and I don't have a lot of room. So, and I'm supposed to be getting rid of glass. So, and I'm still buying it. Terrible. Anyway, with that said, contact details for the two antique centres will be in the description below. And please remember to like and subscribe, because it really helps my channel. And thank you for watching, and have a good night. Good night.